Hi, I'm Ann Hall. I live in Arvada, Colorado, and I've been in Colorado about 25 years. Originally from the East Coast, and being west is wonderful. The visuals are just unbelievable here. So I've been happy to be in Colorado. My husband was transferred here, and so that was that. I was used to high humidity and love the dryness here, although it's not great for your skin. It sure is nice for breathing. And so my kids have moved out here too, so we've got a really nice life going. I've done quite a few different things in my life. The last part of my life, the last, say, 30 years, have been more involved with beauty and style and women than the first part of my life. The first part of my married life was greatly involved with children, and that's when I kind of reverted back to my love of beads, which had started when I was preteen. We had been on a family vacation to Cape Cod, and we walked into this bead store, and I was just, wow, this is wonderful. I couldn't believe it. So with my babysitting money, which was then 50 cents an hour, I bought my first real grown-up necklace and kind of put that in the back of my brain. Though I always enjoyed beads, it wasn't until I was a young mother that I really looked to them for the gifts that they gave me, the peace and the getting away from all the noise in my life. And so that's when I really got involved with beads and started collecting them and just going crazy about them. So that was the beginning. And then now later in my life, I have turned back to them, and they put me in a place of peace, and I enjoy creating the beauty and the idea to have things that women can feel their most beautiful with and update their wardrobe with and that kind of thing. Oh my goodness, thousands, maybe a million. My husband just shakes his head. But that's part of life. Whatever you find that turns you on and makes your life good. So fortunately for me, it's beads, and they're small. Don't have to collect cars and boats and all that kind of thing. Well, for me, it's the peace, the getting away from life's noises, the being useful, creating things that will make other people feel good, transporting the love that I have for it into the beads and hopefully onto the people who purchase them. I grew up with a very beautiful mother. She was a tall redhead, very smart, ahead of her time, unfortunately, but I wouldn't be here if she hadn't been, so there you go. But she always had a way of presenting herself that was more than normal. I mean, when she walked into a room, everybody went, woo! So I think I learned some from her of that, and I think I'm still current in many ways. Over the years, I developed confidence, which you can't learn any way but going through life. So I feel good about that, and good about being toward the end of my life and enjoying what my life is about now. It depends on kind of what's been going on in my life. If it's a time of great stress, then I'm usually drawn to the warm colors. If it's a smooth time, I'm drawn to the cool colors. We live in just a wonderful place for nature. I look up in the sky and I see necklaces. So, you know, that comes into it, you know. Look at a garden and say, oh, those colors are wonderful together. And so when I'm thinking about, I want to make something, I'll kind of decide on a color to base things on before I do anything else, and then I grow from there. I feel like the energy of the earth comes through the stones and through me, and they, you know, if you look up the stones, you can find out what they're traditionally about, and I do think they have healing qualities. I love the stones. I tend to like the real expensive stuff, but I try to deal with the medium kinds of things because they're as beautiful too. I like pearls and silver particularly, and even if it's silver plate, and the stones are the big thing for me. I think they just are more stunning than just a regular necklace. They give you a wow factor that just a string of beads doesn't, so I like using pendants. Most of my beads now I get online or through the International Gem and Jewelry Show, and fortunately living in Denver area, that they come to us twice or three times a year, so I never have to be without beads. I think a lot depends on what's going on in my life. Not too long ago, my husband was severely sick, and boy, did I bead. I would take him to the hospital and sit with him and work there, and you know, it just is such a peaceful outlet for me that when things are going awry, I tend to do more than when everything's going smoothly, which is almost never life. So, you know, it just goes that way. Because of the way I've gotten my beads, I don't have an enormous quantity of any one kind. So I've found that I really enjoy making one of a kind and feel good about putting that in the world. That, you know, you can go to a store and buy 10 of the same thing, but you can't buy 10 of what I do. And each one is special to me in its own way.